From his inability to fill in Henry Cavill's shoes to his lack of acting experience that might just ruin everything, Liam Hemsworth will never be the Witcher fans need. Here's why. No one can do it like the OG White Wolf. When the show first aired in 2019, people had their fair share of doubts about the casting, because hardcore Witcher fans didn't really see how the Superman of our generation could switch roles so fast and go from being the infamous upholder of law and justice to the tortured character of Geralt of Rivia, who's not always the good guy and sometimes has to make choices that are a little gray. Some people even went as far as to say that Henry was too pretty for the role, but the Enola Holmes actor really shut everyone up with his mind-blowing performance on the show, to the point that the show managed to gain 3 Emmy nominations and pulled in over 460 million viewers worldwide. But it wasn't just his sexy smolder or the beautiful Lego Lost-like hair that won everyone's heart. Henry genuinely molded himself in a way that he looked perfect for the part. And the only reason why the actor was able to do so was his devotion to the actual source material. That's right. It turns out the 40-year-old is a big ol' fanboy. He's wholeheartedly obsessed with the Polish fantasy writer Andrzej Sapkowski's original Witcher series. And this dedication is what makes him want to work so hard to perfect the role. Now for Liam Hemsworth, this is just another big project. But for Henry, playing the Witcher has been like a dream come true. That's part of why we can't expect Liam to have the same connection with the character, especially since he got the job pretty easily. While, on the other hand, Henry Cavill fought to get the part. Did you guys ever think that you'd find someone who'd think of our most dashing Duke as annoying? Well, from the looks of it, the Witcher showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich genuinely got irritated by him. She spoke about how clingy he was about getting the role. You know what the craziest thing is? According to Lauren, she hadn't even written the script yet, and she'd already started getting phone calls from the actor, pestering her to let him be a part of the show. The showrunner had to genuinely convince him to wait till the show was greenlit before they could meet. This guy was insanely into the idea of playing the character. And it's not like Liam just bagged the role because he happened to be standing next to the showmakers when they decided to get rid of Henry. He actually also auditioned for the job back in 2018. And while the show ultimately went to Cavill, Hemsworth was one of the leading contenders. His audition did give Cavill a run for his money, but ultimately, the directors chose Henry instead. Then again, now that it's official that Season 3 will be the last time we're going to see Henry as the Witcher, the casting team of the show went with their next best option. That's right. Liam actually did earn the part. He even talked about how over the moon he felt when he got the role, and acknowledged that he knew he had big shoes to fill. Even Henry was very gracious about passing down the mantle to Geralt 2.0, because he announced that he would be laying down his medallion and sword, and passing the role to the very talented actor Liam Hemsworth. But fans aren't really all that convinced that Hemsworth has the same level of devotion to the series, or worked as hard as Cavill for the role. For him, it was just an audition. Perhaps that's why Liam is okay with the director's plans on changing The Witcher in Season 4. Lauren spoke about the new version of Geralt we're about to see on our screens around 2024, or maybe even the year after. The date of release still hasn't been finalized, but production did start in October 2022. And insider sources have already given us a glimpse of what the new Witcher might look like. And no, I'm not just talking about the fact that Liam is basically a washed-up version of Thor, and basically nothing like our Mr. Superman here. Turns out, even Geralt's personality is about to shift quite a lot. So far, fans know Geralt as someone who chooses to always take a morally neutral stance. But the showmaker hinted at the fact that this is about to change in the upcoming season. So the showmakers are trying to stray even further from the source material. That is yet another thing that's pissing hardcore Witcher fans off. They don't really appreciate how flexible Liam is with the script, especially since Henry was willing to quit the show just because the directors didn't stay authentic. That's right. While on the one hand, the Australian hunk seems pretty chill, with the writers constantly meddling with the OG source material. On the other, Cavill literally dropped out of the show for this very reason. We've already had that whole talk about his obsession with the original lore, but insiders have reported that the showmakers genuinely had very little respect for the source, and that they would often make fun of it. This obviously triggered our old fanboy, and he decided he just couldn't work in an environment like that. That was one of the biggest factors that made the 40-year-old quit a show he'd worked so hard for. You see, Liam isn't even half as invested as Cavill, and real Witcher fans can sense that. That's one of the main reasons why it's just so hard for them to digest that this guy is replacing Henry. And it's not like they haven't made their views loud and clear. Soon after the announcement, Twitter became anti-Hemsworth. Even though the former Disney star isn't really such a bad guy, he's also incredibly good-looking, and fans love to have some eye candy on screen. But even his good looks haven't saved him from the wrath of fans all across the globe. In an exclusive poll, 66% of respondents said they didn't think Hemsworth was the right choice to continue the role. And this isn't even the worst of what he's had to hear ever since he signed the deal. A lot of the fans just decided to boycott the show and refused to watch it because their favorite actor had left. Many people genuinely think that Liam's version of The Witcher will tank, and one of the most popular shows on Netflix would be canceled. One person went as far as to say that it was a shame that the showmakers got rid of someone as passionate as Cavill and replaced him with Liam. They thought the whole deal was something to be embarrassed about. And oh, my favorite one of them all was this guy on Twitter who said that replacing Henry as Geralt is proof that this timeline is beyond saving. Jesus! Looks like fans have decided that Liam isn't the White Wolf they want. Their opinion got even stronger after the cringe deepfake of Liam as Geralt was released online. The VFX artist Matthew Anthony created a deepfake video in which he did a side-by-side comparison of Henry's Geralt and what a Liam version of it would look like. And let's just say none of us were too pleased with the results. The last song actor genuinely seemed like a Disney Channel version of Geralt of Rivia. The video showcased him talking to multiple other characters, including Ciri, Jaskier, and Vesemir. And it's not that he looked bad, it's just that fans are used to seeing Cavill's chiseled face representing their favorite monster hunter. Plus, a lot of people expressed their skepticism over the transition too. The Witcher world may have a lot of magic and fantasy, but what kind of abracadabra are the writers going to pull to explain Geralt's whole face changing, right? I guess we just have to wait and watch. But then again, fans don't have high expectations of Liam's acting skills. Okay, so let's be honest for a sec, guys. Liam just doesn't really have main character energy. He's more of a side character guy. His biggest role was literally as Gale in the Hunger Games. And even then, he was playing a side love interest, one that the girl didn't end up picking anyway. At this point, he's known more for being Miley's ex-husband and Chris Hemsworth's younger brother. And it's not like the whole breakup with Miley has helped with his popularity. A lot of people just don't like him because he was a trashy husband to her, especially since the singer dissed him on her #1 track, Flowers. The guy has a bad rep in the industry these days. And even his latest film, Poker Face, was a big dud at the box office and had a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Have you ever honestly heard anyone praise him for his acting skills? No, right? Makes sense for fans to doubt his acting prowess. And so, from his lack of acting experience to his inability to fill in Henry Cavill's shoes. This was why Liam Hemsworth will never be the Witcher fans need.